Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar in English for the first time. So welcome, everyone. We're just going to wait a few seconds to get everybody connected. Shouldn't be too long. So we've got a few people, because it's in English, so it's not just for England, but English speakers. So we've got people from a bit around the Europe. So I think we've got Germany and England, as well as Germany again, and we've got some people from France as well. So welcome, everyone. We're going to be starting in a second. Just waiting for the people to get logged in. But just so you know, the webinar will be displayed on replay on our website. So you will be able to watch it later on. We receive the link by email after the session. Okay, so let's start. So like I said, today we're going to be looking at Store Commander, the essential features of the module. So we know everything you can, not everything, but the main things that you can do with Store Commander. And today there will be also Sebastian as customer success. Hello, Sebastian.
Hello, Sonia. Good morning, everyone.
So Sebastian will be here on replying to any of your questions on the chat. If you can see on the bottom right of your screen, you have a chat tab as well as a question tab. So use either, maybe just maybe questions as well, because after the session we'll have a little bit of time for you to ask your questions. So either Sebastian will be answering, or I will be answering as well if we need to show it on the screen, and I will be sharing. So don't hesitate to use these two tabs at the bottom. So today we're going to be seeing, we're going to have a quick overview of what Store Commander is, what's going to be covered in this webinar, and then it will be your time to ask your questions if you have any. So let's start with Store Commander. So what's Store Commander? Store Commander is the back office layout of your PrestaShop store. And it has been designed to save you time. That's the main thing about Store Commander, is going to be saving you time and therefore productivity as well, by helping you manage your product catalog. But we also cover the orders as well as your customer base. So we have really 3 interfaces within the same module where you're going to be able to manage your entire shop with Store Commander. So and because of the ergonomy that we're going to be seeing in a minute, you're going to be navigating within your products and the orders and customers as well. But today we're going to be only seeing the catalog side, and you're going to be navigating very easily, and you're going to be making a lot of modification on your products. And of course, with Store Commander, you have the main thing is data mass management. We have options within the module that will help you modify your products, associating information in bulk. So it's not going to be one by one like you usually do within your back office PrestaShop, but with Store Commander, that's going to be in bulk. We also include import and export tools, so you can export your product information on a CSV file, but you can also update your information or create new products, for example, using a CSV file with the CSV import tool included in Store Commander. The other thing, which is very important as well and used quite often, is to be able to schedule your discounts, your promotions, sales, etc. Within Store Commander as well. You can do that very quickly because again, we have all the options within the interface for you to create discounts. You're going to be controlling all the margins and running up prices, etc., etc. So it's very important. And if you have a PrestaShop in multi-store mode, which is very good option when you have multiple stores, to have the multiple store option enabled in your back office. Within Store Commander, we also have all the options for you to manage all your products on all of your shops. So that's going to be working very seamlessly as well on your various shops. So, and there's of course a lot more functionalities within the module. We exist for the story of Store Commander and over 13 years now on PrestaShop. So, and we have, like Sebastian is on the chat today, but whenever you send any messages, if you need help or if you have an issue, we have a very kind and attentive support team. So don't hesitate if you have any questions. And if you wanted to try Store Commander as well, we do have available on our website a demo. So you can create a demo, which is on a virtual shop. So if you want to test various information, like for example, if you're thinking of going onto a multi-store management, you can create a demo to see how Store Commander works in multi-store mode, for example. So don't hesitate to go on our website and check out all the options. Sebastian will give you the link on the chat probably, because he's very reactive, like the customer success team is. So don't hesitate to have a look on our website. So what's going to be covered in this webinar, we're going to be seeing the navigation with the 3-column interface of Store Commander. And we're going to take a few examples of mass update information, such as categorizing product, which is important for the visibility. We're going to be associating features as well to add as many information as possible on your products. Cross-selling, which is an important point as well for any online shops with accessories. We're going to have a combination overview as well if you're working on with combinations as well on the shop, and we're going to go on to the product prices as well to see how you can manage your prices very easily with Store Commander. So I'm going to swap onto a PrestaShop back office. So here I have a oops, sorry, wrong screen. Okay, so here I've got a PrestaShop 1.78 version. When Store Commander is installed, knowing that Store Commander is 100% web, so the installation is very quick, there is no configuration. We are connected to the same database as PrestaShop. This is where we get the information to display in our interface. And whenever we're going to be making modifications on products, orders, or customers, that's going to be saved directly in your database in real time. No synchronization, so it's very, very quick. So once the module is installed, you will have it under the modules menu here. So you have Store Commander. So when you click on it, so I'm just going to use the control key on my keyboard, so that will open a new tab of Store Commander. So, and the new tab opens up straight away. The back office does exist still. We're still, within the links menu here. You can go back to your PrestaShop back office if you want. We don't replace it, we just substitute the use of the back office with our interface. So this is a 3-column interface where we go from the left to the right-hand side. So where you have all your categories here, like they exist on your website, and you can navigate within your categories by selecting a category or a subcategory, for example. So it's very easy, no refresh. And whenever I select a category, the products contained in that category will be displayed in a central column. Okay, so I can navigate from one category to another. I don't need any refresh, although we have a refresh button on the toolbar here. We don't need to, it's the display is dynamic. And on the right-hand side column here, when I select a product, I will have all the various properties of that product. So for example, here by default, we've got the images. Same again, the display is dynamic. Whenever I change product, automatically, I will have the corresponding images displayed. So I can go to a different category, go to games or cushions, etc. And whenever I select a product, the images are displayed automatically as well. Again, we do have a refresh button, but normally you don't need to use it. So on the right-hand side, all the properties. In the central column, so sorry, I forgot to say as well that the columns can be resized depending on the size of the screen. You can even hide if you want, clicking on the little button at the top here. So in the central column of the product, we've got like a dashboard. like you have in your back office as well. But here, for example, we've got what we call the live view, where we have the minimum information. So the name of the product, its reference, stock, and prices. But you can swap to a different view, like the large view. So that's a more complete view, where you can find, if I scroll to the right, you can find the manufacturers, suppliers, the barcodes, etc., etc. So you can scroll to the right to see all that information. So we include different type of views that will have different type of information. So you can navigate through these views easily. If you work on prices, you can have only that view where you have all the wholesale price and also the margin, which is quite important. So you can navigate in different views in the central column. So let's move on to mass modification. So the first thing, so we need to go onto the right-hand side. We're going to go onto the categories for categorizing your products for visibility. So you know that a product can be in multiple categories. So on the right-hand side in the categories here, if I open up my structure, I do have the same categories as the left-hand side, but here I've got tick boxes. And this is where I'm going to be able to tick those boxes, which means I'm going to be associating the selected product to another category. For example, this product here, I need to add it to the Christmas category. I just tick the box. I don't have a save button. This is saved automatically in the database and applied automatically in real time on your front office. This one, of course, because I've got grayed, my folders are grayed, so they're not. That means that these categories are not active. But if I put it, for example, in category rugs, then it will be active automatically on your website. So in this category, for example, I've got 10 products. I need to add these 10 products into that same category. So I could eventually select one line, tick the box, etc., etc. But the principle of Store Commander is that the action that you need to do need to be applied to multiple products. Then the action needs to be done only once. To do so, because the action needs to be applied on these 10 products, first, I need to select this product. So I could use the control key of my keyboard, but better use the Store Commander icon here to select all the products in the list. So in that category. So I've got my 10 products selected. And now I'm ready to do the action, being adding those products to this category, for example. That's done. I didn't do it one by one. I could have done. It would have been quick as well. But the principle is to work in bulk. So I can tick that box, the Nordic line bedrooms, for example, here, to add this product to that category, which is done now. On the contrary, I can also remove these products from a category by unticking the box. So it's very quick, very easy. I can open up my categories and then add my products to various categories in just a second. In this example, I've got 10 products, but I could have 100 or 1,000 or 162, for example. Same principle. It doesn't matter how many products are selected. The action you will be doing will always be applied to the selection of products. So this is one thing about category for the visibility of your products on your website. The second information that is rather important are features. Features to add to, so that adds information on the product page. So it's always better to have the maximum information on the product page so that when the customer is on it, then it will have all the information required before buying the products. But also when you have an easy navigation on your website that customer will use. For example, here I'm going to need to add the origin of the products. So this is a group origin, and I've got all my values, so all the different countries. And if I needed to add, for example, Denmark to these products, same again, I can take one product and tick the box of that value. So that's done on one product. But again, I need to do it 10 times. And that's only an example on my shop where I need to do it on 10 products. You can have to do that on like thousands or hundreds of products. So same principle as the category. Before I do the action, I first select my products, and then I'm going to be ticking the box of origin Italy, for example. And that's done. And this is real time. This is saved directly in the database and effective on your website straight away. So same principle as the category. And I can swap season, for example, spring, summer, without having to deselect or reselect my products. They're selected anyway, so I can navigate and add as many information as I need to by selecting the various group of features and selecting the values. I could have gone back, for example, to categories. Same principle. I would have opened up my tree and added my products to another category without having to deselect and reselect. So that's quite an advantage as well, and in saving time on a daily basis. So categories important, features as well. The other important information is accessories that will add on your product page suggested product. So cross-selling, also important if you want to sell more on your shop. So it's always better to have accessories displayed on your products. Same again, I've got tick boxes. Okay, so here, because all products can be accessories, we're not listing all the products in this panel. This is why we have these lines here. So we've got the same on the central column. This is a filter. So for example, I'm in wardrobes. Okay, so on these wardrobes, I'm going to be, I want to add as accessories, say, cushions. So I have to type right, cushions. Here we go. I'm using the name, but you can use a supplier or the reference or the manufacturer if you want, depending on how you want to cross-sell your products. You just use the filters that you need. Here, I'm going to use the name. And for this product, again, I want to add as accessories. I already have some because I can see some boxes are ticked already. I'm going to need to add this product, for example. But same again, if I wanted to do this on the 10 products beforehand, I select the products, and now I can tick the box of that cushion. If I look for a lamp, for example, same again, I'm going to use, I'm going to add as accessory this one and this one, and remove that one, for example. You see how quick it is to just tick and tick boxes. Use a different filtering tool here to look for your products that you need to add as accessories to those products. So very quick. So those tick boxes, you will find them in various properties that you have on the right-hand side. What we also have on the right-hand side here is the combinations. So you might have combinations on your product. So same as for the product, we have like a dashboard of the combinations. You don't need to open a product like you would do in the PrestaShop back office. Go onto the combinations tab and open one combination to see that information here. So I will open up a little bit more so you can see better. We have a panel with all the information of all the combinations of that selected product. So you don't need to, you have like really a good overview of the information. Like for example, here, I can see that my blue doesn't have any price. So straight away, I just double click to edit my cell and I put my price. And I do enter on my keyboard. No need to save. We don't have a save button. We just do update. So you double click just like in Excel. It's like a cell. So you double click to edit it and then enter the value. And then you just do enter. Same again, real time. It's effective on your front office straight away. What you can do as well is like on the stock, for example, I know that I need to add stock, but it's the same for all of them. So if I know I have 5 in stock, so I can double click here, add 5. I need to do it 4 times. Again, I need to do the same action on multiple lines. So I'm not going to be doing it one by one, although I can. I'm going to do a right click on that value to open up options that we have, which is the mass edit option of Store Commander. One of the common one is the copy. So I can copy that new value. And then I can select, again, I've got that select all. And I'm going to do a right click again in that same cell, but this time I'm going to be pasting. And that's done. I've added all my stock on my product, on my combinations, because I'm on combinations very quickly. So to apply information, the same value, so it's price, stock, etc., on multiple combinations, we'll be using the copy and paste. We don't have tick boxes in this instance. We have the copy and paste. This is the same thing if I go on the products here. Okay. If I wanted to modify prices on this product, same again, I can double click to modify the value, enter my keyboard, that's done. If I wanted to apply to the other products, I can do a right click, copy that value, select the line. I'm using Control key on my keyboard this time, right click again, and this time I'm pasting. So it's very quick to copy and paste the same value onto multiple products. So same again, I'm doing on 2, but you can do it on hundreds or dozens or thousands, whichever. But that and the copy and paste, I think Sebastian will add the link to the tutorial in the chat, so don't hesitate to have a look. That copy and paste is available on all fields except the ID and the images, but you can copy paste different information on your products, for example, suppliers or manufacturers, etc., etc. So very quick, don't do it to do it one by one. You can do it in bulk using that copy and paste. On the other hand, on these prices, I actually need to increase all these prices, but with a percentage. So logically, I would need to get my calculator out, take that value, add 2%, double click, and modify that value to add 2%. But again, I need to do it on 10 products for this category, but I could do it on the all the products of my store. So I'm on a demo, so I only have 400 products, but if you have thousands, that would be quite long to do. So with Store Commander, what you do, we have an action to do to increase those prices by a percentage. So before doing that action, I select them first. I'm going to right click again to open up the mass edit options. So I'm not going to copy this time, but I'm going to go to the mass update option. Select the sell price including tax, because this is the value I want to be increasing. I click, and then I've got that pop-up, and this is where I'm going to say I want to add 2%. I could do €2. You can do it in value or in currency or in percentage. Here, I need to increase by a percentage. You can eventually decrease, but usually we increase prices, but you can do minus if you want to. And once I'm going to be clicking on that OK button, Store Commander is going to be taking all the price, including tax, of the product I previously selected and add 2%. You're not going to do the calculation yourself, no calculator. Store Commander will do the job. So I'm going to validate on OK. Same again, it's done. All my prices, including tax, have been increased by 2%. And that took me like just the time to click. Same again, it could have been done on 100, 1000, same principle. The problem with like increasing with percentage is that my prices are not rounded up anymore. They were all like 0.99. So I need to, again, modify to put 99. Again, I'm not going to do it on 10 products one by one. Again, with Store Commander, action to do. So I first select those products, right-click again, go back to the mass edit option. But this time, I'm going to be using the rounding up price option. And I wanted to put them back to 90.99. So I've got different options. In my case, it was 0.99. I click, I validate. Same again, in just not even 1 second. All my price, including tax, are back to 99. So I did it a little bit slow, but if you were to do it, you can increase the prices of all the products of your shop, or by categories or manufacturers. If you were to be using the Think Trade tool, you can increase your prices and round them up in just like a few seconds. Same again, I do it on 10. You can do it on thousands of products. The principle is exactly the same. So it's very, very quick to modify prices on your products. If you wanted to do that on combinations, if you have product combinations, if I right-click again, I do have the mass update option as well with the values, with the information on products, but we do have a combination option to do exactly the same actions, to increase prices or round up for combinations. So if you want to increase prices on combinations in bulk, so I could select all 10 products and I will take all the combinations of all the 10 products and do it in bulk by increasing or rounding up the prices of combinations on selected products. So you can work even more in bulk on a really big group of products and combinations with those options that you'll find in the right-click menu in Store Commander. So that's some of the main features of Store Commander that we're going to be that we've seen now. So if I'm just going to go here, yeah, that's it. So you can modify all your prices here as well. Either you do it on combinations directly or the master date options. So I think we've gone through what we plan to do. So just going back to the presentation. So this is the question time. So do we have any questions, Sebastian?
Yeah, thank you, Sonia. Yes, we do have one from Claire,
Mm-hmm.
and she's asking us on how to recover deleted product descriptions.
Deleted product description. So
Yep.
let me go back here. Product description, so it's a property. So we'll have it on the right column. So I go to description here. So we've got the short description at the top and the long description at the bottom. So indeed, if I was to delete, so this is the only little save button of the interface because it's a text editor that's not ours. So I deleted that descriptions and I'm thinking, I shouldn't have that, or somebody else did, or whatever. So obviously I can't see it anymore. Luckily, in the tools menu in Store Commander, we have a history. So we register, not every single action, but most of them into that you do in Store Commander manually. So if I open up the history panel, I'll open up a little bit bigger for you to see. No, it doesn't want to. Okay. Just do that. Here we go. So we've got a history of everything that's done manually in the interface. So here I can see that the object ID is the product ID. So well, that was the last one, but I could use again the filtering tool to find out what has been done on that product. And here I can see that the description has been modified. I've got the old value in that column and the new value here, which is empty. Two things. I can either double click, and I've got the HTML as well, so I don't lose the format. So here I can select all. This is not a copy paste of Store Commander. This is a copy paste of your keyboard. I can copy, go back to the product and paste the information. So still double clicking, selecting, copy and then pasting. So that's 5 actions. Quicker, here on the toolbar, you've got that little arrow that will delete this action. So that would be going back, which is the equivalent of the Control A of your keyboard. So here I'm not going to copy paste. I'm just going to remove this information from the history. So that's going to go back. Revert back to the older version. Yes. That's done. The rollback is done. So if I go back to my products, I can refresh. And I've got my description back. Yeah, that was this product. So you can, within the history of Store Commander, find out what was the old value. So either delete that from the history or just double click to get the information and then copy and paste it back onto the product. So I guess that answers Claire's question. Seb?
Yes, I do believe so. Let's
Excellent.
see if she is writing in the chat. On the other hand, we have a new question from
Okay.
Laura, and she is asking, can we manage, create new features, group, or values?
Of course you can. Of course. If I go to the features here, so for example, I would need to add a new style, but all the styles here, all the values, that's the value that already exists. If I need to create a new one, I just go to the catalog menu where I've got all the features here, the features management, where I've got all the groups. So if I want to add a value to that existing group, so I go to styles here, the plus to create a new line, and then I double click again because it's like Excel, I'm double clicking to edit. I'm going to add, Laura. I've got a few languages on my store, so I put it in French, in English, and in Spanish. Okay, and I simply need to refresh my panel, and then I have Laura, and I can tick the box. So quickly I can add new values if I'm working on multiple products and I don't have the value. Don't need to deselect, go back somewhere, or we've got this pop-up windows that allows you to keep the work in the background and add new information. I've added a new value, but I can add a new group as well. So same again, I keep my window open. I can add a new group here, which is here. I'm just going to call it SC. Same again, to do it quickly, I'm selecting to copy, tab, oops, to paste. I just refresh the list of groups, and I do have my group here. Same again, I can add new values. So I'm going to add Seb or Sebastian. And same again, if I refresh, I do have my value. So I can really quickly add new groups and new values and not having to deselect or all the products we're working on. It's very quick to add new values with Store Commander with these sub windows, because I still have in the background. So it's very very practical.
Thank you, Sonia. I believe it
No
answers
worries.
the question as well. And there is no more question.
No more questions?
But I do have one, which I
Okay.
believe can be useful for our merchants.
Okay.
Is how do we manage categories? Is there any interface dedicated to that, or?
Of course, of course. So a little bit like the same as the features. What we displayed in interface is what already exists, but we can indeed, either if I want to add a category, I can click on the plus here to create a new category called, I'm going to call it LC text, for example, just create just a name. And automatically, you see, I've got my test here. But if it's not in the right place, I can move it by a drag and drop. So I'm going to put it here. And if I want to add information, for example, renaming, adding a description, or adding an image, because the PrestaShop has these options. Again, in a catalog menu, we do have category and a category management interface. So this is dedicated to the categories, no products. We don't work on products, we only work on categories. So we only have 2 columns and not 3. And my new category is here. And on the right-hand side, this is where I've got the names. So again, I've got different languages on my shop, so I can do my translation here. And we've got the description if you want to add the descriptions on your categories. And you can also associate to customer group, add images, and also work on the SEO. So add meta descriptions, meta title, etc. Again, if you want to work on multiple categories, same as a product, you can select multiple categories. I'm using the control key on my keyboard this time. Automatically, same again, the refresh is done automatically, although we still have the refresh button here. And you can use the filtering to work only in German, for example. And then you will do the translation of your meta information on categories in that panel. Or if you can swap to name and description, you can do that as well. So this is where you manage your categories in Store Commander. In the catalog menu, categories management.
Perfect. Thank you, Sonia.
You're
And
welcome.
well, we do have one more question from
Okay.
Claire. And she's asking, can we manage users' permissions?
Yes, you do. You have to be able to work with Store Commander, you need to be first connected to the PrestaShop back office because we don't have a specific login for Store Commander. So you have your employee login, and then you start Store Commander by clicking on the link under the modules menu. But once you install Commander, we do have permission of the options of Store Commander. So that's in the Tools menu here, where you have under Settings. No, I don't have them. Oh, no, sorry. They changed the menu. That's under Security User Permissions. And here on the left-hand side, I've got all my employees. Okay, so I've got commercial, or it's just the profile. So I've got Sonia, for example, here. And here in the list, we'll have all the various properties of Store Commander. So that includes for all the main menus. So for example, Sonia, I don't want her to have access to the orders interface. So like it is here, I set no. I set no to the orders. So that means when Sonia is going to be logging onto the back office, PrestaShop back office, and then start Store Commander, she will have that interface, but without the orders menu. So the permissions include the main menus, the sub menus, so you can remove the import or export. That includes all the different views in the central column and the different properties on the right-hand side. That also includes some of the icons here, especially the delete products, so you can remove the icon on some of your employees, and also includes the options on the right-click menu, so the copy paste and the mass update as well. So there is the user permissions are very detailed, so you can really set up a specific profile for a PrestaShop employee. So that's very good as well. The only thing which is very good as well, and that's why we put it in the security menu here, I'll just go back to the permission, is to be able to reset passwords. Because not sure whether you know, but there had been some password managers tool that had been hacked. So it's really important to regularly reset passwords of your PrestaShop employees. So that you can do it in bulk, either on one person. So just Sonia, you just click to reset the password, or you can do it. Yeah, confirm, delete. And that's done. I've reset the password for that person, but I can do it on a group, so on the profile. So if I do super admin, all the people in this with a super admin profile will have their password reset. So it's very, very useful, and think about it, because security-wise, it's important to use this option to reset password on your employees. You just never know, and it's on your password. So don't hesitate to do that.
Well, I think that answers the question.
Thank you.
One more question from Laura again. Can we create custom views for a specific user, for example?
Yes, you can. Like I was going to say, because in user permissions, I said you can you can give permission to views. But of course, if you give an access to the large view, but you don't want the your employee to see, I don't know, prices, for example, that's going to be a bit complicated. So what you can do, you have another tool, it's called the interface customization. That interface customization tool is designed for you to customize your Store Commander interface by either modifying an existing view or create a new view. So if I open up that tool, so on same again, we've got the 3 columns. So on the left-hand side, so if I've got the large view here, I select the large view and I've got all the columns. So if I don't want the person to see the stock, for example, I select the stock. Same again, I use my keyboard and to select multiple lines, and I remove these columns. Okay, and automatically behind, I don't have the stock anymore. But instead of modifying the existing Store Commander view, you can create your own view. So I think that was Laura was asking the question. So we're going to create a view for Laura. I've got a new view called Laura, which is empty, well, except the ID, which is compulsory. And on the right-hand side, this is all the product field available, and you can add as you want. So Laura is like specialized in SEO, so she only needs to work in meta descriptions, meta titles, and meta keywords. Of course, she will need the name of the product. which I'm going to put at the top. I'm going to put drag and drop to modify the order. I'm going to save it. And then to be able to see a new view here, I just need to start Store Commander again. So I'm just doing an F5. And now I've got a view called Drawer with only the information that we added to that view. So if Laura needs to go into Store Commander just to work on the SEO information, on the permission, remove all the other views, but keep this one. When Laura logs onto Store Commander, she will only have one view, hers, called Laura. She won't have the menu with all the different views. So very, very easy as well to use. So you can modify views, but you can create your own views. You can go back and add, if you say, well, in Laura, I just also need, for example, the reference. Then you scroll down the list and add the reference. Or you can delete it, or you can create another one. You can do what you wish. Now refresh. I do have the reference here.
Wonderful.
It's great.
That's pretty easy.
Yes, very easy.
Yep.
This is Store Commander. We're trying to make things easy for each merchant so they can manage their PrestaShop store in an efficient way every day.
Perfect, Sonia. That's great.
So there you go. So I'm not sure whether there are other questions.
Nope, there is no. Oh, well, wait. There's a new one from Laura.
Okay.
What the different colors mean on the product list?
We do have different color codes. So there are quite a few. So if you go to the help menu and select the documentation, that will take you directly to our knowledge base. Except this. And then use the search engine. You have to just put color, and you'll have the color code using Store Commander. And then we'll explain what color codes are on different things. So orange light is active, the product name is grayed out, etc., etc. Don't hesitate to use that knowledge base. There's a lot of information. I think there's about over 500 knowledge base articles, and a lot of them will have video tutorials as well. If I go to features, for example, I think this one has associating the features to multiple products. No, it's not this one. But there will be some tutorials on some articles. So you'll have the explanation, you've got the screenshots, etc., etc. So don't hesitate to go on that knowledge base. If you don't find what you're looking for, or you don't understand what's explained to you on the tutorial, at the bottom right you've got that little red bubble. If you click on it, this is our little chat system. Whether you send an email or you use that chat system, it will come to the same place here. That means in Sebastian's inbox and mine. So you can send a message, and we'll be replying to you with the explanation or whatever you'll be asking. You'll have the answer via this little chat that you also have. If I go back to the Store Commander, you also have it within the application as well. So don't hesitate to send messages if you want to. So either on the documentation site or on the directly onto the interface. I'm just going to quickly go back to the site here on the knowledge base. The webinar is available here. If I go to the blog, you have the webinar available here. So you will have the link to the replay. But if you lose the link, then you can go back to the website to find it. And here you've got, obviously, I'm on the webinar here, but we've got a lot of blog articles as well. So that's quite useful as well. If you want information on different things, this is a good source of information as well for you.
Exactly. And I believe we will be doing a webinar every 2 months or so.
Yes, we're planning on this is the first one today, so thank you for for being here for the first of Store Commander webinar in English, but there will be some more, obviously. And yes, like Sebastian saying, every other month we'll be doing a new webinar on different subjects. If you want specific subject, same again, don't hesitate to send us a message to let us know what you would like us to talk about in our future webinars. So on that, the final slide I've got here. So you've got the phone number. So we're based in France, so it's +33. Or you can use the support@storecommander.com or the chat system that I've just talked about. And we don't hesitate either also to follow us on social networks, Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. We do post quite a lot of information. So just to get updated on the Store Commander news, please do follow us on these social networks.
Yep, and I just sent the link to every of our social network.
Excellent. Yep. Perfect. Thank you, Sebastian.
You're welcome.
Well, so I don't think there is any more question. I'm just looking quickly, but I don't think there is. So thank you very much for everyone for coming, and hope to see you for the next webinar.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.